Astonishing stuff. What have we been reflecting on all week? Prince Harry, flies to see his stricken dad, of course, the King suffering from cancer, flies in, 11-hour flight, goes to Clarence's house, sees his dad for just 30 minutes, 45 minutes. We're going, what an extremely brief meeting. I kept saying the brevity of this meeting speaks volumes. The King obviously just said, well, yeah, thanks for coming over. I've got to get on this helicopter and go to Sandringham, which is what happened. Well, it transpires that it seems that it was Harry who cut the meeting short, that Harry could only spend 30 minutes with his dad because he had to get back to Las Vegas to present an award at the National Football League Awards, the NFL Awards in Las Vegas last night. And he made this joke-laden speech about, oh, you're American football, you stole rugby from us and all that. Well, before we discuss this, David, let's have a look at Harry at this event.
It's an honour to be with you all tonight. I really love how you stole rugby from us, and you made it your own. Instead of passing it backwards, just pass it forwards. Why not wear pads and a helmet? Of course, have an offence and defence. That makes sense. And why not take a breather every 15 seconds? And you know what? Instead of a 10-month season, let's just make it 18 weeks. Genius.
Well, there you go. Lots and lots of jokes. Never once mentioned his dad, or indeed his sister-in-law, Kate, Princess of Wales, who's obviously suffering and recovering from abdominal surgery. This was, as I say, the Man of the Year Awards in Las Vegas. He was presenting the Man of the Year, the top award, series of awards there. The top award went to Cameron Hayward of the Pittsburgh Steelers. But people are just shocked by this. I just think this is inappropriate, don't you?
Well, I think it shows his priorities, actually. And I said on the talk this week, when you have a family member diagnosed with cancer, the whole of your world falls apart and everything is put into perspective. And I gave Harry the benefit of the doubt this week because I said, actually, maybe he can bury the hatchet. He came back to the United Kingdom. He flew all this way from LA. He saw his father. His father was very pleased to see him. I thought he could actually meet with his brother. He chose not to, and he flew home. But now it transpires it was never about the King. It was always about Harry. And that, to me, just speaks volumes about him and Meghan. Also, it just shows which country he has the most allegiance to, whether it's the United Kingdom or America, and you can tell which one it is.
And let me tell you something else about this. Do you remember, I think it was a couple of weeks ago, that the gruesome twosome, Harry and Meghan, flew to Jamaica for the premiere of the Bob Marley film, One Love. And everyone's going, what? Why did they do that? Well, it turns out that they went in the private jet of the guy who is president of Paramount, the massive studio and streaming service. Guess what this event in Las Vegas, guess who's streaming it? Paramount Plus.
Well,
Paramount Plus.
But also, so again, it seems to me that those gruesome twosome, as you call it, are doing everything they can to basically undermine everything the monarchy has done in this country. Yeah. And particularly with regards to the Commonwealth, and Jamaica, a great case in point there, that the Queen's life work was the Commonwealth, which is a huge organisation of countries. I think it makes up something like a third of the world's population. I think it's something that she cherished, and she cherished it very dearly. And here he is again, Harry putting himself before everyone else in that family. And quite frankly, I wish he wouldn't come back.
I think it's disgraceful, and no wonder William didn't want to see him. A lot of people saying William will never speak to him again. And I would imagine this tawdry appearance in Las Vegas absolutely inappropriate. I don't think that any person should drop everything, their life ends just because their father is suffering. But there is a way to behave, and this is not it. It's outrageous. We'll be revisiting this on Crosstalk this afternoon at 1 p.m. in a major way. Still with the royals, proving that back here, the royal family is full of decent, dutiful, hard-working people. The Queen Camilla, has stepped into the breach while her husband is unable to fulfil his functions. She went to Salisbury Cathedral last night. I think we've got some footage of her there. She is chatting to everyone. Of course, everyone asking about the king, and she said, quite an interesting quote actually. She said he's doing extremely well under the circumstances, and of course she said that the king and her were very touched by the messages from the public. We also know that William's out there working his backside off as well. So there's this stark contrast between our royal family back here, their sense of duty, stepping into the breach in the king's darkest hour when he's suffering. And it's impressive. We admire them. And meanwhile, we have this tow rag in Las Vegas making jokes at an awards ceremony.
But also,
unbelievable.
doesn't it show her sense of duty? Because my understanding was she was going to fly by helicopter and then it was grounded because of the weather. So she spent 6 hours in a car to make sure, to make sure she went to an event. And that, to me, is all about duty. I have to say, I wasn't a fan of Camilla to begin with, but it does show what sort of the effort that she puts into her duties, and she takes it extremely seriously, as does the king. And I think the other thing about the king is that he will be absolutely devastated not to be playing a full role. He will be wanting to go through those red boxes every single day, as is his need. But also the fact, and you have to look at this medically, as I would do.
Yeah.
We know it's not prostate cancer, and that's been clear. But also, he is doing those audiences, weekly audiences, by telephone to begin with. That also, I think, tells you something about the medical treatment he's had.
Yeah, and also the moment, I'm sure you were the same, the moment I realised, and I'm sure millions of others did as well, that this was really serious, his condition was serious, was when he said, or when it was announced that he wouldn't be fulfilling his royal appointments, his duties, his visits for at least 2 months, because he takes his job very, very seriously, and you drag him away from his duties, kicking and screaming. He's a workaholic. So, of course, we wish the king all the best, and we pay tribute to William, to Camilla, to Anne, to Edward, to Sophie, who have stepped into the breach to keep the royal flag
I think
flying.
Anne's a stalwart.
Yeah, exactly. So they're keeping the royal flag flying, so good for them. But, Harry, really, what do you think you are doing?